Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heads and Dovetails, as I always say, with myself, Jill Harvey-Bush, and the lovely Jamie Hubbard. Well, we're going to have a surprise, aren't we, Jamie? In a future episode, we're going to
We
have a
are.
guest on.
I
So
know.
that's
How will they
something to
put
look
up with
forward
us?
to. I don't know. We'll probably never have another guest afterwards.
Oh, shall I apologise now?
We'll
Just get the apologies
apologise
out.
in advance. Yes, but
Sorry?
somebody has contacted us and said that they would love to be a guest if we would have them. So we've said we're going to go back and say yes. But anyway, how are you, Jamie? All right?
I'm good. Quick update. The waterbed.
Yeah.
Blimey heck, it's warm. Um, it's
Can't you put
good.
it on chill?
Yeah, I keep turning it down. I keep turning it down. New heater, which I've said, which is much more
Yeah.
efficient. Everything's going well. It's deeper than the last one. Anyhow, sleeping properly, which makes such a difference. So yeah,
Mm,
my joints, my body's much happier, sleeping steadily. Hot
mm.
weather's made a bit of difference, but I've tweaked it down a bit and still you have a choice of quilt or not quilt. It's quite nice. It's
So
anyhow, so that's good.
that's good. And also an update on Silvio. He was
Yes.
released on Wednesday. We thought
Into the
we'd open
wild.
the back door. Yeah, he was told by the vet. Well, we took him to the vet. He said, "Oh well, he's still got a bit of a scab, and okay, let's let him out. A bit tentatively. Try and avoid him fighting or getting any things in it like thorns or whatever." And then even he laughed and said, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'm talking about a cat, aren't I?" And I was like, "Yes, Archie. How are we going to stop him fighting?" If
Yeah.
he's in the garden and his nemesis appears. He said, "Ah, good point. Well, just keep an eye on it." So we opened the door. If anybody saw my Instagram post, we opened the door expecting him to bolt out the door and be gone. No, no, no. Ginger. He stopped, gingerly walked out, stopped on the step. Not that he hasn't been out because we've taken him out on the lead. Kind of looking at us as we're saying, "What is going on?" And he did all of about 20 steps around the corner of the garden room and plonked for 15 minutes. But he has been released, and the difference is huge. But it's amazing how quickly we get used to habits because we're thinking, "Oh, which door's open? Oh, quick, come in, shut the door. Where's Silvio?" And actually, no, no, it's fine. So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's the update on that. Something that I wanted to talk about that I'm going to kind of make a little campaign about, I think, and I'm going to call it Touch Points for Real Human Contact. And it came about a couple of things. One, Clive and I were on a normal walk along Budley Salterton. We go there on a Saturday, do a bit of shopping in the local shops, walk all the way along the front to the best place for coffee, which is 50 Degrees North. I'm going to give them a shout out. They do the most amazing coffee, the most amazing food, and they've got such friendly staff. But it's an outdoor, it's a kiosk, but there
Yeah.
are shelters. Even in the winter, we go there and then we go and sit in the shelter and have our coffee. And we always take our our reusable mugs. So we're very lucky we've got some Yeti mugs and they keep it nice and warm. Anyway, we were on the walk and I spotted high up in the wall, just all on its own. I've got a photograph, a beautiful little plant. I think it's called a sea daisy. I'm not entirely sure. And I just thought, how wonderful. I thought, oh, I'm going to stop and take a photograph of that because I'm building an idea for what I'm going to do on my YouTube channel now. And I was just taking a photograph, and Clive was standing next to me. It was quite high up, so I'm having to hold the camera up. And I'm doing the actions here talking to Jamie, but of course the listeners can't see. And whilst I was doing that, a gentleman stopped and he was just looking. He said, "Oh, I wondered what you were looking at." And we had a lovely interaction at that moment with this gentleman, stranger we didn't know, who was just walking up the cliff. And I just thought, isn't that lovely that you can stop and have a chat? We talked about plants, we talked about Budley, lovely little chat, and then we both went our separate ways. And I thought, that's just one of those moments in time that in
Yeah.
these days, it's a pause, it's a chat with another real human being that you don't know. And then the second one was, again, trying to support stuff. Clive and I rarely eat out, but last year, when he was at a ukulele thing in the village, there was a man selling pizzas. So we bought one and they were absolutely delicious, freshly made, little flat ones, popped it in the oven for us. You can choose your toppings. And then last week I was helping at the village garden. They had a garden experts panel raising money for the community allotment, and I was helping at that. And for my bit, I thought, well, I've been working all day. I said to my neighbour, I can help till 7 o'clock. And then I thought, oh gosh, by the time I get home and then cook. So it happened to be a Thursday night when the wandering pig, the man with the pizza, I don't know why it's called the wandering pig, but he comes into the village. So I ordered a pizza for around 7 o'clock and walked over to get the pizza. I don't know if you ever eat out, but we try, if we do, which is very rare, to support little local businesses. Anyway,
Yeah.
his name is Tom, who runs the Wandering Pig. And of course, I've never ordered before, and you ring in the afternoon. And when I got there, poor old Tom was roasting, himself. And he said, I've had to stop taking orders. He said, I've had 125 orders for pizzas. You
Wow.
gotta go, wow, just shows what a great idea. And he moves
Yeah.
around all the villages, Jamie. So
Yes.
Thursday night is our village, and then, Wednesday night I think is East Budley, and then it's another one. I thought, what a great idea, actually. And I was standing chatting to him, and then another gentleman came up, drove up in his car, an older gentleman, obviously orders each week, I would think. And again, we started a real kind of connection chat because he was going to pay and talking about cash and why you don't use, and Tom was saying it costs him a huge amount of money to use a credit card. This older gentleman didn't realize that. So we got in this whole little conversation, the three of us,
Mm.
about how times have changed, oh, in the good old days type thing. And again, I thought that wasn't just about me collecting my pizza.
No.
That was far more. I said to Clive afterwards, that was far more, really, as I look on it. That was far more than me just collecting a pizza and rushing out the door or running
Yeah.
away. It was a real moment again of human interaction and contact. And I thought, we don't have that as much these days. And maybe I live in a village. Maybe, because in London people tend to rush into whichever store and rush out again. And I'm just starting to spot those little moments. And I had another one this morning as I was waiting outside Sainsbury's, chatting to a couple that I see, I've started to see when you go to regular time, the regular people, and we've started chatting. And I just
Yeah.
think there are those little moments that of
It's
communication that we're missing as humans now.
it's just a little bit of effort.
Hmm.
It's just a little bit. But I'm going to tell you what I think. My side of this, this hasn't stopped for me, and this sort of thing hasn't stopped for me because we walk dogs.
Mm. Oh no, I
So
agree with
dog
you.
so dog walkers will tend to stop and chat to somebody else with a dog, let the dog say hello,
Hmm.
pass the time about day, have a quick natter about things, whatever. So that sort of thing goes. I think as we get older, we just look for a little bit more quality,
Mm.
and maybe we'll stand there for a little bit longer.
Yes.
And
Dogs, definitely. I
yes,
go up the common, and
yeah,
when people didn't know me when I used to first start going, they would be kind of like, "Where's your dog?" It's just like,
you
I
forgot
don't
your
have a
dog.
dog. What, you just go for a walk, this time in the morning? Yes, and I agree. Now I walk up there and people chat and say hello.
Yeah,
And often, obviously, the people who don't are the ones who are wearing AirPods or earphones or
yeah,
headphones. They will just walk by you. And I just think it doesn't really take much to smile and say hello. So I agree. And there was a lovely young lad one morning, and he was getting a couple of a dog out of his van. And I said to him, "Oh, good morning. Your dog was very lively." He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And it turned out that he's a bit shy and he wanted to meet people. And he said, My mum told me, he said, My mum told me if I got a dog, I I'd end up talking to people and it would
yeah.
really help me get over,
There you go.
me being an introvert. So he said, so it's my mum that told me to get a dog. And he said, and this is my first time out with the dog.
Oh,
So I got up on the common. So I got chatting, and then another couple that I know, well, I only know because I walk on the common, they came over with their dog. They started chatting to him, and then they went off, put the dog in the car. And he said, Oh, he said, looks like my mum was right. I said, Well, you can go back and tell your mum. You've already spoken to three people, and you haven't even put the dog really on the lead to go for a walk
yeah.
yet. And he had a big smile on his face and just said, "Oh, thank you very much." I said, "Well, you have a good day," and just I just walked on. So I'm really, I think we need to, as you say, look for the moments. If you haven't got the dog with you, where are those moments? You
Yeah.
know?
Because of the workshop and where I am, I do
Mm,
tend to have people stop by who, because of the cafe and because of the
mm,
environment, it is a place where people come and want to spend a while.
mm,
So my sort of touch moments thing can be people can sort of stop me, slow me down in what I'm doing, and because you're having a chat about things, and sometimes I won't want that. I'll need to be getting on with work, so I'll put a
mm,
sign on the door and whatever. But yeah, I don't think we. I think you. If you're shy, if you're introvert, I mean,
mm,
I am really quite shy. I don't want to talk to people.
mm,
Um, I'm not. I don't want to put because I don't. I tell you what I do. We've discussed this before. I hate labels. I hate labels. I'm this. I'm that.
mm,
I am what I am, and I suppose it's because I was the quiet one out of five kids.
mm,
There you go. You're a quiet one, and I don't really enjoy. I certainly don't enjoy more than say 10
mm,
people maximum. Party, whatever. No, I don't want to go. And I do, and I think I've said this before as well, Jill, when we've gone to some of the things that we've gone to, I've had a few drinks before I've gone just to get me
to
in there,
help.
just to get
Mm,
me. And it's not, and you know, and it's not that I'm an alcoholic because I think I've had a couple of drinks this week because my mum came out. Um, but I don't touch the stuff, but I find that it just takes the edge off. And I'm telling myself it's taking the edge off. And
yeah.
that makes it a bit better because taking the edge off, and I've told myself it's taking the edge off, and it does take the edge off. And then I can blame it all on the fact that I'm sorry, I've had a drink, so I will
Yeah.
rattle, I will talk.
But
Sorry.
that's actually, I think, as well, it's even coming down to younger people are now craving face to face, which I find is interesting. And
Yeah,
I've talked to quite a few, a new client, another new client coming up, saying that, yes, he's tried the dating apps, he hates them, and he wants to just meet somebody in person. And I've met other people, other clients who've kind of gone, done with the dating apps. I'm just going to leave it to the universe. I'm going to get out there. And they've realized I need to get out there to meet people.
yeah,
And then, one of them, I'll meet somebody that I like. And I think we're hopefully going back a bit that way, Jamie, so
I
that we're
think
not
so.
afraid of human contact. And that a couple of them, my clients have admitted they've lost the skill in just being able to chat. And how
Yeah,
do you start the conversation? And so I've worked with them on that. But I think we're slowly going back to what we used to do. I mean, it's very different when you go to the pub these days, as they say, people tend to sit in booths and then it's difficult to have a conversation. I mean, it's very different, I think, from us. But I'm seeing a little bit of, I don't really like the AIs. Oh, that's AI, even if it isn't now. And we're going back to what is real. And I only know what's absolutely real when it's standing right in front of me. And
yeah,
I think it is just looking for those little, as I'm going to call them, touch points of human contact or human engagement.
yeah,
And people you don't know, like that man suddenly looking and became very interested in what we were looking at, and chatting at the place just collecting my pizza. And I
yeah.
just suddenly thought, wow, it's much more than that. But
Do you think, Jill, do you think that maybe this AI thing has come along and we're all just a bit it's almost like um it's gone too it not necessarily I'm not thinking the technology has gone too far.
mm,
We know the technology is going as it'll go as far as it goes and it will go far. But do you think we're sort of fed up with hearing about it? And
mm,
because we're hearing more about what will happen and what this, that, the other, people might be tending to. I mean, I still haven't done a video, Jill, in nearly 3 months.
Mm.
Hardly done any Instagram posts. I'm getting more done
Yeah.
without that around.
I think
That's
it's
it.
that balance, isn't it?
Quality.
Yes, it's the balance as well that if you're working, what time have you got to do it? Clive obviously semi-retired because he does do his YouTube channel. He's only got, a few pupils a week, which is great, but he's got the time to do the videos and it's
Yes.
not squeezing in. He's enjoying it. It's like in some ways, it's like a hobby.
Yes.
He's really enjoying it. It's keeping his brain going. It's keeping his creativity going, his interest in music. So all of that is very different to, okay, he's not taking time away, if you like, from earning
That's
money
it.
elsewhere. I
And
think
that's working.
that's the crucial bit,
Yes.
isn't it? Is actually, am I earning more money by doing the videos and uploading them, or actually am I better not to bother doing that, as you're talking about, and then get a lot more work done, which
Yeah.
will, in the end, pay me more than the videos? Does that make sense?
I think in a way, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it in money terms and think pay
Mm,
more, but actually, in I suppose pay back for the effort
mm,
I've put in.
mm,
Now
mm,
there is a better feeling, and that
mm.
payback is better. That I'm moving forward quicker. I don't know whether I'd said like a couple of weeks ago, I was having a change with the workshop. I've made a conscious decision to slow down on commissions.
Right.
So it's now, and when I say commissions, bigger things, unless I really want to do it,
Yeah.
unless it's so I think I've mentioned like a bucket list before, not of places I want to go, but of things I want to make. If
Hmm.
a commission is sort of on that list where I don't have to worry about doing it, I haven't got to do it for the money so much. It's doing it for the enjoyment, and the money is great.
Yeah.
But um, I'm coming to the end of repairing things for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm stopping all of that. I'm stopping it. I say that, and somebody phoned me last Saturday and a couple of weeks ago and said, "I've got this. Can you do that?" And I was just like, "Right, let's start. I charge this much per hour." And he
Yeah.
said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "I don't know how long it's going to take." "Okay, that's fine." He said, "I want it done properly. I've seen your videos. I've seen what you do. I know what you do here.
Yeah.
I want you to do it. I want it done properly because this isn't quite this, that isn't quite that, but I know you'll make it work." So it's one of those jobs that I can get onto straight away,
Mm.
not overthink it because there isn't much to think about. It's just doing it. Now
Yeah.
that is so much better. You know this from doing your pieces of when you're renovating, when you're upcycling your
Upcycling.
pieces.
Yeah.
Some of them straight away, you know what you're doing and you get in with it, and that's it. And that's a
Yeah.
much better feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Much better.
a few of the jobs I've had over the last couple of years, I've stalled. I've just like, what's the right thing to do for this? And that just ruins creativity. So I'm now done. I've emptied my. I was a cabinet in the passageway at the centre. I've emptied that cabinet. I've got another cabinet there with some things in. I've emptied that. I've taken my sign down. I'm going to re-look at how people come in. I'm going to
Hmm.
look at where they come in, what they'll be able to see. I'm going to take some of my shelves down. I'm going to have chairs there. I've done a list of I will be making this sort of thing, that sort of thing. Those are the things. So I've got better direction now. Don't even know how I came onto this, but anyhow, feeling better about things and doing the right things. And I think then I might get back to, well, I might make a video on that, and I might
Yeah.
do some video clips this week on this, that, and the other.
I think as well, Jamie, it's also, I know for you, like you've paid your mortgage off. So it's really interesting when there isn't the financial pressure, if you know what I mean, to take that you worry about, oh God, it's going to cost this much. I don't want to use, it's the stuff you tell yourself in your head. I
Yeah.
don't want to lose it. It's really important. When suddenly that's not important, I don't know about you, but you kind of go, oh, this is what I charge per hour and take it or leave it. And then people take it, if you know what I mean. And you kind of then go, this is really interesting, like you're saying now. I can choose what I want to do. And you'll actually end up finding that you're earning more money because
Yes.
you're not, it's that fear of, "Ugh."
Well, you're right. There's that, and that is massive because you're always when you're self-employed and you've got a mortgage, you're
Correct.
always you need the money. So you
Yes.
will do almost any job at any price.
Yes.
Almost. I didn't wasn't quite
Yes.
that bad. I was sometimes. Um, but now it's yes, now it's getting to the point. But the other side of it is, which I hope some of our listeners will get this and maybe take it on board as well, which is I'm now charging a professional sort of rate that I should
Hmm.
have been charging for ages.
Hmm.
And I'm now looking at, well, look, where else can somebody walk into a workshop and see this being made?
Hmm.
Where
That's
else
what
can
I'm
they
talking
have
about.
one handmade?
Yeah.
Now I've got to think, right, okay, well, years ago, I think I've told you, I copied a high chair for somebody and his
Yeah.
budget was £120. I spent a week making this high chair, exactly the same as his son's when his son was little and all that. And they wanted to do exactly the same as Bert did. £120. Honestly, that thing should have been 500 quid at least.
Exactly.
But I
That's what
did,
I mean with it's that fear, isn't it? That, oh, well, I need
yes,
the money, I'll take the job, but actually we're undervaluing. And what you'll find now is because that pressure is off, you'll charge what you're worth and end up
yes.
doing what you want to do and earn more.
Yes, well, this is the thing. This is what an important part of that. That journey is awkward, pain in the neck. You don't get
Mm,
paid enough money. But that photograph from I don't know how many years ago. I bet it's about 9 years up, 9 or 10 years ago. Is in a way the start of me absolutely copying to the tiniest detail
mm,
one piece of furniture to make another one.
mm.
So now I can do what I want to do, which is I want to make some chairs and things based on ones I see in books or whatever. So I've got to look at these. I've got to get the scale right. I've got to draw them one-to-one scale. I've got to then look at it how the timber and all of that works. But I've
That's what you enjoy.
yes.
That's the difference.
But
It's
then
what
but then
you enjoy.
there was the one chair I'm thinking of doing. Somebody's got one up for sale. Well, I'll tell you, there's one sold for 20. I won't tell you what the chair is. This is what people have got to. If anybody knows the chair, you tell me. One sold for 26 million,
Wow.
and there's one for sale at the moment for 1,500 quid. Now, the one for 26 million, yes, it's the genuine article. It's
Yeah.
from the place. It's the designer, not the maker. So that's important, sort of. It's actually the maker's labels on there. Yes, sorry, the maker's labels on there. The other one, the other one is a copy of that is done in a furniture
Yeah.
manufacturing, and they're just making them. And I think that one's 30 years old. I want to make them handmade though. I don't want to do it machine
She
made.
made. Hmm.
And I think when I start getting into that and enjoying that, um,
But that's when you'll
I
probably
think
want to do videos again and go back to
I
that.
think so. I think so. And it'll be what I've done this week. I'll stop. You see, this is what annoyed me, I suppose, with the videos was the fact that they want you to do right. This is what I start with. This is the before. This is the after. They want to show all the. It's
Yeah.
just like, for God's sake, I haven't got time for all of the. And I want to show people the details because it's the details that matter.
Hmm. And particularly in the type of work that you do. But as you say, you've been busy this week and you were showing me some scars, etc. about this is
Oh,
what I've been doing this week. So your video this week would have been you up a tree removing ivy,
yeah,
I gather.
yeah. My head
What made you
is.
decide to want to remove the ivy in the first place?
I'll share some pictures with you later on Instagram. It's a so the cherry tree. We've been here 26 years. The cherry tree was 30 years old when we came in. It's past its normal life
Right.
expectancy, and it was covered in ivy. And when I say
Mm.
covered, this third of the tree that was left has made of the ivy covered over this tree. The third of the tree that was covered in ivy has created a 6 foot six pile that's about 10 foot square of ivy
Wow.
leaves.
Wow.
I've
That's a lot of washing liquid.
it's well, I've
Laundry
been through
liquid.
Nancy Birtwhill's book this morning, looking through it. So yes, I've been looking at that. So because it's so, and what it's done, Jill, is it's so embedded and wrapped around
Mm.
this tree, it was
Mm.
choking it.
Yeah.
So it was time to say, right, no more. It's coming off. I did keep an eye on it. There were four nests up there. I did keep an eye on what was going on with there was a bird box as well. Kept an eye on those.
Yeah.
Nothing was going in. Nothing was coming out. Um, we've got a little woodland not far, you know, 20
Yeah.
yards, 30 yards. There's plenty of trees. There's plenty of trees. The ivy is taking some coverage out, but what I found is now, because it was over full, Jill. If you'd have seen it, it was
Yeah.
like
Looks
it was like
ridiculous.
the last 4 foot of every branch hadn't got ivy on it. Everything else
Oh,
was.
right. It's ivy. Yeah.
Everything else was covered.
It
So
does. It chokes it.
yeah. So and some of it, I actually had to take the chainsaw up there,
It can be
and
so thick. I mean, it
yeah,
can be like a trunk, can't it, of a
yeah.
small tree?
And there's and I'll try and get a photo. There are some witness marks where the ivy's gone round, and it must have been 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that this ivy's gone round. The trees tried to expand either side, and then you can see this choke hole it's got on
Mm.
it. And I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that we've done it. I say we because Lynn helped. Um,
Yeah.
and Lucy helped the first time, and Tom and the others. So yeah, it's got its life back, and the small birds are in there already. The small
Yeah.
birds are
It'll be
whizzing through it.
interesting to see what it'll be like next year because we had similar here. We're looking at our hedge. I think I did a video on it. We're looking at our hedge and it was just all brambles and ivy. I mean, brambles climbing all the way up the trees. And I'd said to a friend, there were some little white flowers way up, and I thought, is that elderflower? And that's when I decided to go and buy four little elderflower plugs. If you remember, they were like 3 inches high when they arrived. And Clive and I set two last year, said, right, we're going to clear all of this. I mean, there was loads of dead brambles in there. We're going to clear all of these brambles. We're going to get them out the hedge because they're coming through from next door, which is always a problem. So we pulled and we cleared them and bin after this stuff and prickles and goodness knows what, splinters in us. This year, I said to Clive, just look at the difference. Now we're looking out of our patio door and we've got elderflower that has just filled that whole gap.
Wow,
It's
nice.
amazing,
Yeah,
Jamie. I'll take a photograph. And you think that was full because we thought this is leaving a massive hole. It looks a bit odd. And I
yeah,
said to Clive, let's just wait and see what happens. Well, this year it's like the elderflower tree, bush, whatever you call it, has come to life. It's
yes,
phenomenal. It
yeah.
is phenomenal. So,
Which
yeah,
is lovely, isn't it?
yeah, and
It's
you'll probably
lovely.
find the same with the tree next year. It had been so choked with
Well,
brambles.
yes. I mean, so what I'd noticed was because the middle part of the tree was so overwhelmed with ivy, and it was overwhelmed. You couldn't
Yeah,
see that there were three trunks to it. It was just
yeah.
a big central thing. That since I've done that, which was back in March, April, May, so that's 2 months ago. There's little tiny branches coming
Shoots.
out of 3 inch thick
Mm,
trunks, sorry, branches. There's little tiny shoots coming out with four leaves on. Now, that wouldn't have happened. They've had
no,
no light.
no.
So my next plan is to leave it till the autumn and take 2 or 3 foot off all of the ends of the branches
Yeah.
so that it all goes back into itself.
And it
Yeah.
makes a huge, huge difference. So, well, busy week all round, Jamie, really, isn't it?
Yes. It's been a good one.
And of course, look, we've gone, I'm gonna say it, we've gone the whole podcast and not mentioned the weather. So I'm gonna finish there.
What weather?
What weather? You know, that weather that's been melting us. Anyway, we're done. I can see your scratches. I can see you've been up
Oh,
the
it's
tree.
horrible. It's horrible. Absolutely.
So thank
Oh,
you, poor old Jamie. Thank you to everybody that listens to us. We are actually growing. We've suddenly grown quite a bit. I'm not sure what we've done, but we've obviously done something. And we've got a guest coming up. So that's exciting to look forward to. If you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, you don't just join in the conversation, basically. If
yeah.
you've been listening to us for a while, you know we just chat. So you don't have to kind of come on and have a point to make or anything like that. But if you'd like to literally join in the conversation, have a touch point of human contact, woohoo, I've got it in, then contact either myself or Jamie, and we'd love to have you join us on the podcast. So thank you for listening, all the normal stuff, you know, like, subscribe, join, share, comment, all of that. And we'll speak to you in a couple of weeks. Jamie, you have a good couple of weeks, and so pleased to hear that your ivy has gone.
Oh. Well, it's gone out the tree. Now there's a huge pile of to get rid of. So yeah, good fun.
Next job. There's always a job. You
Right.
take care. Speak to you soon.
And you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jill.
Bye.